Well, tonight it is nearly impossible to get an abortion in Texas. The most restrictive abortion law in the country went into effect.
Let's start with the legislation that's on the books that has currently severely restricted our body autonomy.
Right now in Texas, people are navigating reproductive health care in isolation and fear.
Texans are so scared, angry, ready to get plugged in and do something about the mess that we're in.
Activist groups across the state have come together to launch the Texas Abortion Advocacy Network. While there is
These TAANHalls really create space for communities to come together, share resources with each other, and ultimately just let people know that they're not alone in this, that there are people still fighting for them, that they do still have rights.
The TAANHalls gave people in our community an opportunity to show up to something, get to know other people that maybe feel the same way as them.
Creating this space for folks to be able to see who are the folks who are fighting for you behind the doors to protect your abortion rights or just to protect your reproductive rights.
There is third spaces that are missing. The town hall is really important because that provides a space off the screen to air grievances and be around like-minded people.
TAAN opened so many doors for me. I just started Googling, how can I meet abortion organizations in Texas? And TAAN popped up. I signed up for it because it was this free training series that would be hosted by a bunch of different organizations in Texas.
Having a space that's safe, I won't say necessarily comfortable, a myriad of voices to come into one space to share lived experiences on how these laws have impacted us individually as well as our communities that we represent.
It brought folks from different age groups. It also brought folks in from different ethnicities, race backgrounds.
So many people that spanned across generations, sharing their experiences with pregnancy and abortion.
We all come from different spaces and our pathways all look different. And so being able to just bring that and literally dump that in the middle of the room and making that the catalyst and then working our way out.
When you help your most vulnerable populations, then everybody else will benefit. Black women, for instance, they're the ones that have been experimented on for the greater good of gynecology. They were also pushed out of healthcare.
It's really, really critical that reproductive justice conversations aren't alienating or excluding, queer folks and trans folks. The language and justification that's used around abortion bans sounds a lot like how they're banning gender-affirming care.
When you're focused for the ones that are hurt the most, it's very important to rally behind that. The goal is to protect women and children, and we have to protect our most vulnerable population.
In Amarillo, our town hall was hosted in a dive bar on a Sunday afternoon where there was a DJ. In McAllen, we had a big raffle. In Denton, we all gathered around a bonfire and burned our fears and worries.
Seeing who was in the room was really powerful, from the small business owner who hosted us and the folks from the Houston Women's Center who provide services to our community members every single day, and have the new people that are wanting to get plugged in, people who have been in our movement for a really long time in different ways.
This was a conversational event. It was not all right, guys, this is the agenda, A through Z, or this and that. It was a space where folks did not feel pressure or in a hurry to be able to express their feelings. These conversations all intersect at somehow, some way.
This is where the real work lies. It lies in really talking to our neighbors and talking to our community members and really opening up the umbrella to invite more people into our movement.
I don't want anyone to be convinced that there's nothing that they can do. The moment that you lose hope is the moment that you give them all of the power.
We are always going to need abortions, right? Normalizing abortion will help us break down all of the stigma that is propping up the anti-abortion laws.
You have all the things that you need to be an advocate. Maybe I'll blog about this. Maybe I have a lot of time on weekends. I could volunteer with my local clinic.
Work within what you know that you can do. The change does not happen overnight.
Start just by reaching out to nonprofit organizations. We would love to have you come and support us in this effort. Help us with your time, your talent, your resources.